our, just a second, I need to accept. Yes. Howard, can you confirm you can see my slides?
Yes, absolutely perfect.
Thank you very much. So guys, thank you very much for coming. My name is Magda. I'm a professor in management education at the School of Management at UCL. And today I have the pleasure to present to you this a few pieces of information about our program. As Howard has said, we also have our communication team, the program administrator, Claire, is here as well, and Ione is also here, so we can have a very good chat as we evolve the conversation. So I will start first, just a second. Yeah, so it's, sometimes it freezes, so now it's moving. Perfect. So we start our presentation about the Master in Management. It started from the big picture. That's the fact that UCL School of Management naturally is part of UCL. UCL is also known as the London's Global University. So we are very proud. We are almost now 200 years old, UCL. In more 2 years, we are going to celebrate our 200 years. And UCL was created in England as an alternative university to the traditional universities like Oxford and Cambridge. And UCL was a place in which people could come to study independently of their social background, their religion, their nationalities or ethnicities. So it was the first university to come with this perspective about inclusiveness here in England. And we are very proud of being part of the ethos and the ethics of this university, UCL. So we have UCL has a very long commitment with equality by all means, including gender and ethnicities as well. And around this, UCL was also the first university in England to admit women in the equal conditions and terms like men. This is a very important thing because, now, long time ago, sometimes we forget history, but once upon a time, women were not allowed to study in the university. And when they would be allowed, they would not be allowed in the same conditions as men. And UCL has said, no, this is not right. We go in the same conditions. So again, another very important statement for us to be part of this UCL big family and share the same values. UCL is one of the most important universities around the world in accordance with international rankings. And we are very proud as well of having 30 Nobel Prize winners associated with UCL, either as professors or students that have done their PhD with us. And so this is a very important achievement and confirms with many other awards and many other rankings the relevance of UCL for research in general. And when we say that UCL is the London's Global University, we are considering the diversity that we have. Today, we have students from 150 countries in our university, and we have more than 50,000 students and more than 16,000 staff members. We are the university in the United Kingdom with the highest number of students considering physical presence. There is another university with more students, but they offer only online course. So in our case, we have the physical presence of students, more than 50,000 students. So it's a big university with lots of diversity, with history, and with commitment about diversity, and very, very strong presence as a research university. So as I told you, UCL is doing very well in terms of international rankings. These rankings, there are many different ways of measuring things. So we use the rankings just as an indicator. And you see here that UCL is in very good position in accordance with the Guardian University Guide and the QS World University Rankings, both of them in number 9 in the ranking, so very good position. Last year we get from the Times and the Sunday Times, we get the position of the University of the Year because of the part of our teaching and our facilities and all the service that we offer in addition to our research. So we are doing very well in terms of international rankings for UCL as a whole. So now we move to think about the UCL School of Management. So broad view about UCL. Now let's move to UCL School of Management. Our mission as a School of Management is to create world-leading disruptive research and entrepreneurial leaders for the complex, interconnected world of the future. So how can we interpret this high-level statement? So interpret this with world-class research. Although we are a young business school, so we are completing now 18 years of existence. We have grown a lot across this time, but the quality of our research is outstanding and reaching the highest level possible. This is due to the sort of topics that we have specialized and also the resource that we put in order to get very high level of research. And naturally, the resource include a high quality teaching team and research team that's able to deliver these outstanding results. And we are preparing students, we are preparing leaders, entrepreneurial leaders that are able to cope with the complexity of the problems of our times. So for us to cope with that, so one important thing is this element of being entrepreneurial. So when we say entrepreneurship here, we are not talking about you being the owner of your own work only. It's about being an entrepreneur inside organizations as well. You may decide to create your own company. You may decide to work in other companies, but we want to have this mindset of innovation, how you change the world, and how you take into consideration all the complex elements that we have in our environment to make the right interventions in terms of innovation, in terms of change. So this is, let's say, a little bit more of flavor in terms of our mission. So our goal across time is to make it the UCL School of Management one of the most important leading schools in the business sector. And we want to reach that having top academic excellence and also research excellence. So these are our goals in the long term. So how we are doing so far in terms of quality of research? So we are doing very well. And you see here that when you consider the position of the school, so first I have presented in the previous slides, UCL, the position of UCL in the rankings. Now it's the position of UCL School of Management in the rankings that are specific for business and management, okay? So you see here that in the Times Higher Education, we are in the position number 3. In the Complete University Guide, we are in position number 4, and in the Guardian in position number 5. So if you consider that we are a very young a business school that is growing very fast, these are outstanding results for the time that we are operating and participating in these ranks. And it confirms the quality of our teaching and our research as well from a perspective of global perspective about business and management schools. In the same direction, that can confirm that we are doing well. We have now the accreditation from AMBA, the Association of MBAs, particularly the Master in Management is also accredited to AMBA, and we are seeking the accreditation from AACSB as well. We are in the process to get this accreditation. These accreditations, again, they confirm our statements in terms of the quality of teaching and the quality of research of the university, of the School of Management, better say. Okay, perfect. So now you had the first view about UCL as a whole and the highest view of UCL School of Management. Now let's go in a little bit more detail about what is inside the School of Management and also then in more detail about the Master in Management in this big picture. So before we enter in these other details, it's important also to remind ourselves that UCL School of Management, UCL as a whole, and UCL School of Management, we are in London. So in addition to all the things that we offer as an outstanding university, outstanding School of Management, and with all the facilities and career service that we're going to tell you later across the presentation, you have the benefit of being studying in London with all the facilities, the entertainment, the cultural events, the museums, the libraries, the cafes, you know, the shows, all the things that you have as a benefit of being studying in London. I know that most of the colleagues that are with us in this meeting today, they are international colleagues, and then you can know that you are going to have plenty of time to enjoy this amazing life that London can offer as well. So where are we? We in London, we are in this area that's called Canary Wharf. This is a view of Canary Wharf in a foggy day. Well, we have also days that we don't have so much fog. So don't worry, there will be very lots of bright days. But we took this picture for you to have an idea about, you know, the tall buildings and about our location, the view that you can have from there. We are distributed into 2 floors, level 38 and level 50 of this building with a pyramid on the top. This is One Canada Square, the place that we are. And we have these 2 floors, and we are now in the process of occupying new floors. When you arrive, we are going to have more floors for you to use as well in terms of facilities. In addition to access naturally to Canary Wharf, that's the place that you are going to have your teaching, you also have access to our campus in Bloomsbury. And so this is the main building, the entrance of the main building in Bloomsbury. It's a massive campus. The best way for you to visualize what's the size of UCL, if you want to see that, is to go to Google Maps and look for, or any other alternative map that you use, and look for UCL campus, or go to the UCL website and look for the maps. Then you can have an idea about how big this university is, and it should be, because otherwise we would not be able to accommodate all our students and staff, but it's good for you to have an idea. And in the campus, we are very close to the British Museum, by the way, and very close to many other museums. And also the campus offers lots of different libraries and the space for students, for group coursework, for studying alone. So it's a massive campus that offers lots of facilities there. So going back now to, you know, the UCL School of Management, what we are doing here, as I told you, today we have world-leading research, which is confirmed by the quality of our publications, massively in the range of 40 stars journals, and also the rankings proving and confirming that we are doing very well in terms of our research. And here in the United Kingdom, we have the government does an exercise every 4 or 5 years. It is what we call the Research Excellence Framework. And in this research, we have the evaluation of how the university is doing in each of the sectors, okay? So in the last evaluation that was done in 2021, the UCL School of Management has got the second place in the ranking here in the United Kingdom, and very close to the first place. And this confirms that our research is really world-leading class research, and that we are delivering research that has excellence by all means internationally. And naturally, from your perspective as a student, you are going to benefit because the research staff is going to teach you as well, and you are going to be exposed to the most important and updated research around the world when we talk about business and management. So, informed by research, so we are very clear about that. Our teaching is informed by research, and you are going to be exposed to that. We also are very proud of always bringing innovative education to the fore. So we in order to be innovative, not only we use the most recent pedagogic methods that we can have for in-class teaching, and also for the use of the virtual learning environments, but also we have a constant and permanent updating of the content itself through new research pieces being added to the teaching material and the learning material, and also for industry reports to be added. So we keep ourselves absolutely updated from the perspective of research, and also from the perspective of how the industry is evolving. And this has many implications. So first of all, the curriculum changes as we need. Then the syllabus inside each module, it changes as well. And we provide further master classes and careers events to complement whatever is more topic in one area or another. So you can always have the guarantee that you are going to have the best experience possible in terms of exposition to knowledge, from the research aspect, from the industry aspect, and for any other scientific findings or skills that are necessary for us to evolve, to move forward as students. So in this broad picture of how we adapt our curriculum and our syllabus, the School of Management has specialized into 4 topics mainly. All our teaching is informed by data analytics, innovation, entrepreneurship, and technology. So you can be absolutely sure that when you join the degree, you are going to be exposed to all these aspects. And these are topics that go across all the modules. So it may be, for instance, you are studying operations and technology, then you are going to have elements there that are connected with data analytics and technology, for instance, and a little bit of innovation. When you are talking about innovation, you are studying, for instance, the topic of innovation, then you are exposed as well to elements of entrepreneurship and technology. So these 4 topics, we can see them across the modules in different ways, but you are always exposed to these 4 areas that are our expertise. and that prepare you for that complex environment that we have promised in our mission to prepare leadership for the complex world, and a world that moves very fast towards the future. So we cover all these topics to prepare you in this direction. So the School of Management offers a group of postgraduate programs. So currently we are offering Management, Business Analytics, Entrepreneurship, and Finance with UCL Economics. And we are adding new programs from next year, Master in Finance with Data Science, Master in Marketing Science, Master in People Analytics, and the Master in Strategic Account and Finance online. This is for the next year. And then 1 year after, we are adding new postgraduate programs as well. So the school is growing fast, and it's very clear from a UCL perspective that we want to make the School of Management bigger and bigger and more relevant, with more resource for our students. So it's a very good moment for us, and we hope that you can join us in this very good moment. So now let's talk about the Master in Management more specifically. So it's a 1-year program. We don't have part-time. And we have 2 pathways in this master program. One is the corporate pathway, and the other is the finance pathway. For students that are interested in careers in finance, they can join the finance pathway only if they have studied before enough accounting and finance. The finance pathway goes very fast in the learning of finance, so you cannot have students that do not have a strong background in finance. You can have them only if they have studied before accounting and finance, as I have told you. However, in the corporate pathway that we prepare more for more broad management topics, and also we prepare students that are very interested in consultancy, in working consultancy. We also have 2 modules on finance. So it's not that the students that are coming to the corporate pathway, they are not going to study finance. They are going to study finance, but they are going to study finance from the beginning, as a start point. Meanwhile, those that come to the finance pathway, they should be already more advanced to be able to run in the speed of this finance pathway. And for those that are taking the corporate pathway, they also can take optional modules as complementary of finance. For instance, we have 1 optional module on fintech, so the students can take this module as well if they feel strong oriented towards that. And so in this program, we have a very good balance of the research, as I told you, and the understanding from the industry. And we prepare students with the knowledge, but also with the skills and capabilities. So it's a mix of being sure that you are a rounded professional to be able to join the job market. Many of our students have already had some level of experience in working as well, sometimes 1 year, 2 years, sometimes only internships. But I would say that the great majority of our students, more than 95% of our students, have some sort of at least internship experience, what helps us as well when we are in the class discussions about the experience of students and how they can contribute to the class. Corporate pathway, this is our curriculum. I'm not going one by one. You have this online. I'm sure that if you are here already, you have checked some of the modules, and you see that they cover what we have talked. We are going to cover data analytics. We are going to cover technology. We are going to cover innovation and also entrepreneurship across these modules, okay, in different flavors, the different positions. And you see, as I told you, there are 2 modules on finance as well in the corporate pathway. So you are going to have something about finance in this pathway as well: innovation, organizational behavior, operations, technology, risk analysis, markets and customers for marketing, and the business research, and a little bit of statistics. And in the finance pathway, there are some similarities as well when we talk about markets and customers, risk analysis, but there are other modules that are specific for the finance pathway. In this case, we are talking about, for instance, corporate finance and investment management, or international capital markets, and so on. So we have a syllabus that's more concentrated in finance. So for those students that want really to study to work in finance, this is the best option. When you apply, you are asked to write in your cover letter what's your preference, and then in the interview, you are asked to declare your preference for your pathway. Okay, and then we check the documentation to see if your preference, if you can attend your preference. Okay, now, in addition to the syllabus, we also, the program diet with the core modules, we have the optional modules. And these optional modules, they change a little bit, depends on the year, but overall, this is our menu. So it gives you an opportunity to study more about creativity, data visualization, fintech, artificial intelligence. I think in that list, artificial intelligence is missing, but we also have a module on artificial intelligence. Last year we didn't have, but this year we have, and next year we are going to have again. So you have lots of options in terms of learning entrepreneurship, technology, more about finance, more about creativity, more about soft skills like leading high-performance teams, and so on. It's just a matter of you to choose which modules are better serving your interest. Project management as well is one of the offering in our as optional modules. So here is the complement of the optional modules with project management and the mergers and IPOs for finance only. All this piece of information about the modules, they are online. If you go to our page online, we have the modules and you have all the links. You can click each of the link and then it opens a page in the module catalog in which you can see in details what's covered in that module and the forms of assessment and the module leader responsible for the module. So you have a very broad perspective. Here I'm talking in high level, but you can spend easily an hour and a half researching online all the contents and details of these modules to verify as well your interests and see how you can align, how our program is aligned with your interests. In addition to our regular syllabus, what gives you the award, we have master classes. These master classes, they are defined year by year. We try to keep ourselves updated with the latest needs and novelties from the industry. And then we bring professionals from the industry to deliver these master classes. I have given some examples here. We have more examples. Particularly, we try every year to have at least 2 or 3 events that's about training students for consultancy jobs, what helps them not only to apply for the consultancy jobs, but also to perform better when they are already to work in consultancy. And in addition to all what we offer in campus, students are allowed to apply for international summer schools between May, June, and July. We offer not only students, but the best students based on it's a great competition. The best students are invited and offered to go to summer schools around the world. We have partnerships with HEC Paris, Tsinghua in Beijing, Tsinghua University. I have myself attended the Tsinghua University. It's amazing. We have other offers from University of Chile in Santiago, QU Leuven in Belgium, and also Aarhus University in Denmark. So every year we change the portfolio of offers in terms of the summer schools, but these universities have been more stable with us across many years. But we can have other offerings as well, depending on the year that we are talking. So as you can see, we offer a very comprehensive curriculum, and we have an international staff that are all experts in their fields, as proved by the part of their research. And we have very good professional administrative support and career support as well. I'm going to talk about careers in the next slides. We offer you the summer schools, we offer you professional development, large buildings, large libraries, large facilities, amazing database for research. The amount of database that UCL offers for research is just amazing. It's outstanding. And access to libraries inside UCL and other libraries in London as well. And UCL also provides lots of public lectures and additional language classes if you are interested in studying language as well, either English as second language for academic purpose or other options as well. So applications for the School of Management, for UCL in general, we have more than 90,000 applications each year. So and only for the School of Management, 5,000 applications. So it is very competitive. So we always suggest the students to the candidates to apply as earlier as possible to avoid disappointments. Naturally, as the places are filled earlier, it may become difficult for you to be accepted later. In some programs, we are forced to close applications because we already have a good number of good students there. For the Master in Management particularly, the deadline this year is going to be closed on 4th April. And please try to apply as earlier as possible, but have this deadline in mind. Once you apply, normally we are going to provide you the feedback in around 10 weeks. It takes time because you need to evaluate all your documentation. We need to evaluate your interview. You are invited for an interview online. Recorded, and then we needed to evaluate your interview. So, it takes time. We try to answer as soon as possible, sometimes earlier, but we needed to verify, all these steps. So bear with us. Another good reason for you to try to apply as early as possible, because also you can be interested in looking for scholarships. So the earlier you have the feedback, the earlier you can apply for other scholarships as well. So application tips: be yourself, be genuine in the interview, in the way you write your letter. Naturally, the minimum requirements are there. You need to present an English test with the results as per the requirements. And also we are going to check your grades and your transcript to be sure. So go online and verify what are the minimum requirements, and then you can apply. But it's very simple. It's a 2-1 overall grade in the BA level or a master's degree. You don't need to have achieved this grade. It may be your expectation for the grade, and we are going to give you the conditional offer to the moment that you have the grade if you're chosen to join the program. And the English is a must. You need to have the test with good English to prove, because also we want a very good environment for you to learn and for your colleagues as well, in terms of the sharing of ideas, participation, and the group coursework. So now I will sorry for that. I'm still recovering from a cold. My apologies. So I will now talk quickly about our career service. I want to say that our career service at UCL is one of the best around the world. It's absolutely outstanding, and it's not an exaggeration to say that. We have a dedicated careers team only for the School of Management, so it means that they are experts in our in the business, but more than this, they are experts across a range of industries. So not only about business in general, but across different industries. We have unlimited one-to-one coaching sessions to help you to prepare your cover letters, your CVs, to prepare you for interviews, for group dynamic case studies. So there are lots of opportunities for you to join in one-to-one. You just book your session and you have a person coaching you for that particular interview event or test event, whatever it is in front of you that you want to discuss. Even before you join UCL, just if you accept the offer, you are already invited to pre-sessional workshops to start preparing you for your career, for your applications. Apologies again. So we offer many career sessions in which we are going to bring professionals from the industry to discuss with you what they're looking for, how you should apply, how you should use the opportunities there. In addition to the career sessions, we also offer software to help you to build your CV. So this VMOC is a tool that uses artificial intelligence to analyze your CV and to help you to improve your CV for a particular application. And you have other tools and platforms like eCareers Grad and Case Coach that prepare you for interviews and for analyzing case. So human resource, very strong, tools, techniques, AI, also very strong from a career perspective. We are going to have lots of events that are industry specific. So you have financial events for people that want to work in the finance industry, people that want to work in consultancies, in manufacturing, in retail, in pharmaceutical companies, in fashion companies. So many of different events. We also offer career fairs at School of Management and at UCL as well, broadly, and also global career events that you are going to be informed about them. So we cover absolutely everything. And then with this, we prepare yourself to be able to better perform in these interviews when you are in business games or case studies, when you need to prepare yourself for different skills. And also we invite you to participate in meetings with alumni colleagues, some of them that have graduated 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. So people that can give you a very good guidance in terms of their journey and how to better take what we offer at the School of Management for your career progression. So we expose you to many different sorts of engagements. These are the main companies. We have more, but these are the main companies that we regularly have on campus to talk to you about careers opportunities. I don't need to talk about the relevance of these companies. You can see by the names that you know most of them. And so they are regular partners with UCL and UCL School of Management to provide guidance for our students and to be in our career fairs and in our events in general. Lots of events for careers for sure. And so we are going to be here, as I told you, these career service are very tailored to your individual need. So it's a very personalized service. We don't believe that it's possible to deliver one service for all. We need to specialize, and you have this opportunity here with UCL. Okay, so some numbers for careers. The average salary of our graduates are 52,000 pounds. 95% of our graduates are in full-time job or further education after 15 months when we do the research. So it's a very high level of employability in the or other further education activities. 25% of our students go to study accountancy, to work with accountancy and financial service companies, and almost 20% of our students move to work with technology and IT companies. You have also very good representation of our colleagues that graduates that go to consultancy jobs. And these are some of the companies and banks and consultancies. Have a look around. I have 2 pages, so I'll just show you very quickly for you to see the main names of the companies that are contracting our graduates here from the School of Management and for the Master in Management particularly. And you see, you know, very important names. They do not need introductions. You know the relevance of this. To finish before we go for questions, please be aware that there are some scholarships that are available. So we invite you to go online to look for UCL scholarships as offered here. There are some very clear deadlines for the India Excellence Scholarship on 27th of February. And you have the UCL Global Masters Scholarship with deadline on 8th of May. And finally, the UCL East London Scholarship with deadline on 26th of June. And so naturally, there are other scholarships available. You need to go to this link here in order to be better informed about the scholarships, the deadlines, who can apply, what are the conditions for applying. But please have in mind that this, as I told you, the earlier you apply, the earlier you have your feedback, the earlier you have your feedback, the more scholarships you have available for yourself. So here are some of our contact details. You can contact us from in any of these channels here. And Howard naturally is available later to give you more emails or more details if necessary. In addition to that, please, on our website, you have our emails as well to contact us if you have any question. So we move now to Q&A. I will stop sharing now to be back to the main page here. So here we go.
Whilst people think about their question, I had one, Magda, from the chat earlier. So somebody asked that they have a relatively lower 2-1, but maybe perhaps still hitting the correct sort of GMAT score, the correct GPA score. Would a GMAT or a GRE sort of help and boost their opportunity or chance of their application?
Absolutely, absolutely. We don't require GMAT and GRE. So no student is required to have this to be allowed to enter, okay? But if you have any result, please add this as a piece of information. All piece of information, they count. Occasionally, we all know that people face challenges in life. Sometimes, you know, health issues, sometimes financial issues, family problems, work problems. Many people work during their degree okay? We are here in an international environment. I'm myself from Brazil, by the way, and in Brazil, most of people, they work meanwhile they are doing their degree. There is no such a thing as full-time work student. All students are part-time because they're working full-time in another place or part-time in another place. So we know about the difficulties. So yes, we take into consideration a holistic view. Also, I want to say that naturally, if you have a first class degree, it helps you. However, the analysis that we do is holistic. We take into consideration the interview, we take into consideration the work experience. Sometimes a very good work experience compensates for a low grade. A very good interview compensates for a low grade. A GMAT, a GRE can compensate for a low grade. So I would not tell students, oh, because you have a low to one, that you are out of the game. No, you are not out of the game at all, because we have a holistic perspective on the way we analyze our students.
Okay, so we have another question in the chat. So can we still apply for this program using a master's GPA?
Yes, if the student has completed a master, then it does matter the grade. UCL has this rule. If it's a BA, we are looking for 2-1. If it's a master's, it doesn't matter the grade,
Okay,
as far as the award of a master is there.
okay, perfect. One thing that we always get asked around the world is what is a sort of fantastic student profile? What is one that would really stand out to you? What are you looking for in this kind of student profile?
Well, as I told you, if I would focus only on grades, this would limit our perspective. So we have a holistic view. I want people that are motivated. I want people that are that aim to be high achievers. Sometimes this is not represented by the grade. This is represented by other achievements and ambitions. We also, I want to say something. Sometimes applicants, they feel that if they have studied in a university that's not on the top, I don't know, 100 around the world, or, that they are going to have less chance. But this is not the case with us as well. Because of the method that we use to classify students, naturally, if you come from a top university with a first class degree, okay, you have some points there. However, if you come from a lower rank university, we are going to take into consideration the context that you are. So when I analyze the ranking, I analyze your country, your circumstance, and I analyze culture as well. Because in some countries, it is very promoted and motivated the young people to leave their homes and go to other place. Meanwhile, in some countries, they are motivated to stay at home. And then the university that's close to home is the one that's going to be more relevant for them. I take everything into consideration. So that's the reason. Don't be, don't deny you the opportunity. If you think, oh, my grade's not so good, or my university is not the best university, give yourself a chance. If you think that you have other achievements, you have done some internships in nice place, you are very ambitious, you have a GMAT that's outstanding, okay, or your interview is outstanding, give yourself a chance, because we are really comprehensive and holistic in our analysis.
Awesome, thank you. Another question that we frequently get asked is what is the best way to approach the interview? So a lot of a lot of students are quite nervous about receiving the interview invitation, that kind of thing. What's the sort of best approach for them to sort of give the best interview possible for the interview?
I will give this in detail. So Claire, help me here. Just to confirm, we send the 2 questions that are going to be asked in the interview invitation. Is this confirmed?
The questions aren't in the invitation itself, but you do get, when the interview comes through, you get a moment some time to practice to make sure that all your systems are working correctly. And then you do get, I think it's 2 minutes before each to kind of think about how you're going to answer. So there's definitely time to kind of gather your thoughts before you proceed.
Fantastic. So now let's answer the question. Be yourself. How to approach the questions? Be yourself. You're going to be asked the question about the way you fit into the program and the program fits your career ambitions, okay? So in this part, I want the students to show that they understand the program and that the program is going to be useful for them. You need to understand our perspective from the School of Management, and other universities are going to have the same perspective, I believe. Your success is our success. So we want students that are aligned with what we can deliver to bring them to success, because the more successful they are, the more successful we are. So we needed this alignment. So the first question is to look for this alignment. The second question is about asking for you to interpret a to define a big problem and to deliver a discussion about that problem and a potential solution. The most important in these questions is for you to be authentic. Think about something and be logical in your argument. We are not looking for particular answers. It's not that if you discuss, I don't know, sustainability, you are better off than if you discuss a financial problem, or if you discuss food problem. No, the problem itself is the less relevant. The most relevant is the logic of the argument. You are looking for an argument that's presented well, with fluence, and with some ideas around. And it's a discourse. It's not something that you are reading, that you are writing. If I would like a piece of writing, I would read your cover letter. So for this bit, it's about talking. So you don't need to be concerned, oh, but I interrupt. You are not on television. You're not presenting a television. On television, you have a teleprompter, to read. No, you are not doing this. You are being yourself. You are making arguments, and we are going to analyze the quality of your argument, the logical and consistency of your argument. So, for instance, one mistake is when students, they start talking about something, and then they change the subject in the middle. Because then in 3 minutes, how are you able to present two good arguments in 3 minutes? Not possible. So choose one argument, stick with that, present all ideas, go back and forth. Don't worry. It's about the flow. It's about the logic perspective. Okay. Don't worry that I'm looking for a particular answer. No. About the same thing, let's say climate change. You can present an argument about there is climate change or there is no climate change. We are not going to analyze you for the argument itself, but the logic, the consistency, and the flow.
Awesome. Thank you. So we have a student who's raised their hand, so I'll let you unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having this session. Thank you, Magda and team as well. I have already applied to the management program about 2 weeks ago. I was actually also an offer holder last year, but due to my scholarship not being able to be accepted, I reapplied again this year. So looking forward to it. My question was in regards to the summer schools that the management program provides. I get it that all the best performing students get to apply. Is there a specific number of students that can attend these summer schools? And if yes, let me know.
Thank you, Fatron. Fatron, I hope that this year you come, huh?
I hope so. I hope so too. Thank you.
It depends on the number of agreements, because we do agreements with universities, okay? So we do exchange agreements. So we send students to HSC, and HSC sends students to us. So you have international agreements. It depends on the year. We have 50, 60, 70 places. but we are building to build more place. Okay, to have more place. So perhaps next year when you come, because we are working towards more internationalization, okay? And we are creating new summer schools at UCL School of Management to be able to host the students that are coming, okay? So with this, I will tell you, I expect more students to have the opportunity. I would say today that around 20% of students or 20% of students can have an opportunity. We can grow this number perhaps towards 25%. I cannot confirm, the percentage, but it's more or less broadly. And to not have a dispute on the terms and conditions, why you have chosen A or B, I use the grades in the first term as the baseline. So we calculated the average, put the students in our ranking, ask you, do you want to go or not? So let's say you are the first one in the ranking, but you say, I don't want to go. Okay, let's go for the second, okay? So it's all based on meritocracy. There's no other criteria whatsoever. And whatever place we have, we offer the summer school to these students based on this ranking.
Got it. Thank you. I was actually when I checked out the management page, I checked out the one that you recommended, the Beijing University, and it really was very interesting to me. So I was hoping potentially for that one, but we'll see.
Yeah, I took myself this course in 2019 before COVID, and it was amazing, an amazing experience going to Beijing. It's Tsinghua University, and it's Peking University and Tsinghua. They are door to door, and it's an amazing campus, an amazing experience. I loved it, and I am planning to go this year again. Very good. Thank you. Thank you,
Wonderful.
Fatou.
Another question, which I think Claire has answered partially in the group chat,
Yeah.
but something that maybe we can get more of your thought on is, what is a great personal statement? Does it have to be a certain length, or are you looking for a concise argument? What is the best way to approach the personal statement? What stands out to you?
Well, the personal statement needs to be concise and short. Okay. Never ever write more than 400 to 500 words. It's not necessary. Okay. In business, my previous life before becoming an academic, I worked in financial markets for 20 years. In business, we want concise content, but very powerful because we want to make money faster, not slower. So I was in real-time finance, like fighting for the numbers in the minute, at the second, okay? So if a person can say something with one word, the person should not use two words. So be concise, think carefully, and present something meaningful. Try to connect in the personal statement your career ambitions with what we can offer. So this alignment is very important. As I told you, inform if you are interested in the corporate pathway or the finance pathway and tell us why, okay? If by any chance you don't have the academic background for the finance pathway, but you have worked with finance and you can prove that, then this can be also taken into consideration. And one mistake to avoid, it happens, we understand why. People say, thank you very much. I would love to study in your university, and they cite the name of another university. We would love to study in your master program, but indeed it's the master program of another university. And we understand. I have been a student as well, a candidate. I have applied for many places. But naturally, this is a small mistake that sometimes makes a difference because you say, okay, but you are not aligned. We are not offering what you are looking for. So let's suppose, for the sake of example, I want to study history of art, and I cannot offer history of art. You know what I mean? So just this small detail: be short, be concise, and be punchy. These are the key things that you should consider in my CV, in my experience, and the reason why I want to be with you, and the contribution that you can bring to the party. Okay, so why do you think that you are going to be a great colleague to the other colleagues as well? Because the richness of the class discussion comes from the richness of the students. Okay, so the more they can contribute, the more they can share. We also want the students to have exposition to a variety of cultures and experience, and we want students to bring to build an international social network. So all these things count, so how open-minded you are and looking for new connections in the sort of contribution that you are going to bring to our class as well and to our cohorts.
Awesome. I think we don't have any further question unless anybody would like to pop one or ask Magda now whilst we are here. If not, I think we are good.
Yeah, Claire has put here the limits is 3,000 characters, including space. So probably it's less than 500 words, as I have said, Claire. I always think about the number of words. I never think about characters. So 3,000 characters. So it's very short and very, but be punchy, okay? Focus on the key aspects, okay? What would be fine. Don't forget about telling us if you prefer a corporate or pathway, and it'd be great.
Okay, in that case, I think we are all set. So thank you all. Oh, go ahead.
Howard, may I just try to, naturally, the colleagues are here with different perspectives. Before we close, I just want you to tell you that do not hold yourself back in the application just because you evaluate yourself not being in the same position of others. Never do that in life. Not only about this master in management. Don't say no to yourself. Say yes to yourself. Okay? So apply, present the documentation, and then wait. Sometimes every year, I have students coming to me here in the campus telling me, I have applied. I was sure that I was not going to be chosen. I don't believe that I'm here. And why this happens? It happens because most of the times we are harder with ourselves than we should be. It's about us judging ourselves and considering ourselves that we are not in the same level of others. But remember, there is a difference between the image that people show you on social media or the public image of people and what they are indeed. And when we put all together in this holistic approach that I told you about the application, that we put together the grades and we see the experience, we see the motivation, we see the flow, the logic of the arguments, things change. A student with a bare 2.1 may be a top student that we are going to have here. And even, to be honest, in a special circumstance, we had students that had faced some challenge in their BA level, and they had lower grades. And later on, they are the first students in the program, okay, and leaders in their own merit around the industry. So don't say no, and be sure that there's no such a thing as, oh, probably people from UK have preference than people from this other country, or people here, people there. No. Here we following the ethical values of UCL, everybody's on the same page. So don't say no to yourself. And I'm very glad, Fajon, that you have said that you tried last year, so people can see a face of a student that had an offer.
I couldn't believe it, to be honest. And yeah, okay, the scholarship thing happened, but like my impression was like, because I applied to many universities, of course UCL is a very prestigious university, and I was trying so hard to get like everything correct, like my references, my work experience, my GPA, and make the whole statement all about it. And this year I've also like included like stuff that I've improved after my last application, and you get shocked because it's what you said. Sometimes you're really hard on yourself, so it can happen.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your thoughts about that. So I motivate everybody to join us, make your application, and hopefully everything will be okay. We promise you, Claire and I and Iona, all the team, will work as fast as you can to get your documentation through, and hope to receive you here in September 2025 when we are starting the program. Indeed, because before the starting the formal enrollment, careers offers events, and I as well and other colleagues, we offer lectures online. So we start our relationship before the formal enrollment through sessions here. So any of you that apply and get your offer, you are going to be invited for these sessions as well online for us to start our conversation. So thank you very much for coming, everybody. Howard.
Thank you. Thank you. And like Magda mentioned, there's a lot of activities and stuff you can get involved with, and we look forward to meeting and seeing you soon. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank